What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're first time joining, if you're returning, thank you for coming back. If you want to support the channel, hit the description box below, hit the G-Spot Woodworking. I know a lot of the last content was kind of crazy, and it's a lot to consolidate. I mean, it's terrible. It's just all bad for real. But this is how desperate these people are in this corrupt county, in this corrupt town. Going on back to explosion, corruption in this small town, bro. Like they do whatever they want to. They do whatever they want, and nobody has challenged it because out of fear and the power they got. The many against the few, and nobody makes these open record requests. Like I said, you don't have to believe anything I'm saying. You go make those requests and get the information. You start reading this stuff, you're gonna be like, whoa. Right? So, and with Undercover Granny over here, you know, I've tried to talk and reason with her, bro. She made an agreement. She's in with these people. She's in it for the money and to not go to jail because she did some stuff she had no business doing. And yeah, that's pretty much like that. And you know, everybody's gonna believe the old lady. All right, let's use some common sense. Why would all this stuff be like, you know? Nobody just does that for no reason. You know what I'm saying? It's embarrassing. That's not something that you just do without a reason behind it. But if I just came on here and just told you this stuff, you know. Yeah. So anyway, let's jump off to this lawsuit stuff. So some things have transpired and did some digging, and all this stuff is crazy. It's crazy, and I'm quite frankly, I'm tired. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump off to this content, and I'll explain as I go. All right. Okay, this is gonna break it down to better explain to you guys how the legal process works in the state of Georgia. This pretty much applies to most states, but each state has its own different laws when it comes to this. So first, this is a law enforcement officer where he represents the blue man, and the citizen who represents the green person. I want to make it not racially biased, so I had to choose colors that represent these two guys. So first starts with three-tier encounters with law enforcement and civilians. Right now, if an officer approaches an individual and feels that they have committed a crime or they was called or something like that, they have to have reasonable articulable suspicion to suspect that the citizen has committed a crime. Now, with doing so, after they conduct an investigation, which is the second tier, right, and they determine that there's probable cause to detain this individual and to make out a full arrest, then they could take the person to jail. So once the citizen gets brought to jail in the state of Georgia, they have 48 hours to bring this citizen before a magistrate judge with the arresting officer, or arresting officer if there's multiple, and the solicitor or prosecutor, and they will present the evidence to the judge, and the judge will determine if there's enough probable cause to proceed further with the case. If that happens, then it goes over to either to municipal court, to state court, which handles misdemeanors, right, or to superior court, which handles felonies. But in municipal court, it's only dealing with tickets. Now, in municipal court, there's only 3 accusations that you could be arrested for: disorderly conduct, public intoxication, and obstruction. There's the only 3 you can be arrested for in when it comes to citation. So in this particular situation, the officer didn't have probable cause to make an arrest at all. All right. Then goes to jail. The defendant was never brought before a magistrate judge within 48 hours. So from the beginning, that's the 4th Amendment violation. It's a legal seizure, right? Then when the defendant is brought to jail and wasn't brought before a magistrate judge within 48 hours, that's a 5th Amendment violation. And 14th, that's due process of law, right? I believe it's the 14th because that deals with state and the 5th deals with federal. right? But still, fourth and fifth is due process, right? So Georgia law, I'm gonna put it down in the bottom of the screen. Georgia law deals with 48 hours. So you have to be brought before a judge within 48 hours. And that has to happen. It has to be having probable cause hearing. Now, it was held for longer than 48 hours. Never had an attorney. Never got before the judge, right? Bonded out after several days. Then, after bonded out, had the first appearance over here in municipal court for the citations. Mind you, it was only tickets. All started off as tickets. Not even misdemeanor or felony charges. It was all just tickets, simple tickets, right? So now there was no probable cause hearing here at all within this court. And this is what we call the court of inquiry, because since it's tickets, this is where it all started, right? Now, it is the judge's job to have a probable cause hearing. It's not the prosecutor of that county or city or state or the defendant's job to bring that up. It is the judge's job. And the judge never had that. Was trying to proceed to bench trial, to skip all these steps, right? And go straight to bench trial. And that's just going to be on the make the judge make the determination of what evidence and they present and whatever witnesses take the stand against this citizen, right? And so all this stuff they did prior, not going to leave it in the judge's hand. Absolutely not. So the defendant had the case. You have the option to have the case bound over to state court, right? So we go from municipal court to state court, which is still dealing with tickets, right? Now, if there's misdemeanor and felony charges, it can all go to superior court, but this doesn't apply in this situation, which superior court can handle misdemeanors and citations and tickets. They can handle all three, but in this particular situation, this doesn't apply. So, case got bound over to state court. Now, once the state gets this case, it gets sent to the prosecutor's office or the solicitor's office. Once they get it, they have to review it. They have to see if there was probable cause enough to, pursue the case. In this particular situation, since right here at the beginning, there was no probable cause. They didn't have any probable cause to make the arrest. There was no probable cause hearing within that 48 hours. There was no probable cause hearing even in initial appearance or that arraignment. And then it got handed over to these people, to the solicitor's office and to this court. From there, they're supposed to dismiss the case. They did not. That is a violation of Rule 3.8. I'm going to put it down in the description box below. And Rule 3.8 states that, in fact, 3.8a states that the prosecutor can't prosecute or pursue a case if there's no probable cause. They did it anyway. So we got 4th, 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment violations, because here, back in the jail, the defendant was never given an attorney either. So it was just from start to finish, from here all the way to state court, just violation after violation after violation. Well, the defendant knew this, did research, fought, took the case to trial, jury trial. In state court, you can have 6 jurors, right? In jury trial, 6. In felony court, it's 12, right? So I had jury trial and got a big W, got a big winner. So now, even if the defendant lost that case, he could have appealed it, and the higher court, the appellate court, would have seen that from the very beginning, all through all this legal process, it was all illegal. It was all civil rights violations. But because this was a misdemeanor case, which works in the defendant's favor, as long as he won the case, then he can go back, and from the beginning it was illegal arrest, illegal detainment, false arrest, false imprisonment, civil rights violations with due process from the courts, from the municipal court, that's with the city, right? And with the state, that's with the state, and with the state prosecutors or state solicitors. So you got the police department, that's at fault for making the arrest initially. You got the jail for holding a person illegally and not bringing them before the magistrate judge, and things that took place within that jail during detainment. Then you got the city court for not giving the defendant, the citizen, probable cause hearing, violating his rights then, right? And then to the state court. So you got the city, the county jail, the city court system, and the state all at fault. So I just want you guys to wrap your mind around all that. And the fact that once everything got sent, lawsuits got sent over to the state court, which you have up to a year, and to the city, right? And to the county. And this is with the city too, for the violations. The mail going to these people disappeared. The city never responded, which it doesn't matter, because after 30 days by default, I'm gonna put it down in the description box below. After 30 days by default, the citizen could pursue the case anyway. So I just had to put that all together to make you guys understand the legal process. So you can go back and review this, and if you don't believe me, you can go back and research all this stuff right here. But that's pretty much how the legal process works here in Georgia, and that's all the civil rights violations, and it's completely insane. So, like I said, I need you to just wrap your mind around all this. Now, let's say that everything I'm presenting to you is facts, which it is, and I'm completely 1,000% correct. And to solidify that, in pursuing legal action against these people, sending off the anti-LITEM notices, I sent it off to the solicitor's office. Solicitor that was over my case quit.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
It's an anti-LITEM notice for your office.
She no longer works here.
Are you serious?
Yep.
What happened?
I don't know. I just know she doesn't work here anymore.
Wow. Where did nobody know that she's at?
I don't. I just know that she's not here.
Wow. Prosecutors don't just up and quit, bro. And the fact that the letter was directed to these individuals and they never made it to its destination, period, at all. And it was sent certified mail. And if it doesn't reach this destination, or if there's not, if the address wasn't correct or something like that, they're supposed to send it back. I haven't got nothing back at all, period. They got it. That's why she up and quit, right? And so I said I didn't believe him. I said I don't think she quit. Y'all are just telling me that. So that beautiful open records request, boy, I'm gonna pull it up on the screen. What I want to focus on is the pay scale. That's gonna tell it all right there. So upon receiving this open records request, shows the hire date, August 22nd, 2022, and this is pretty much dealing with her pay. Now, she went from making $50,000 a year to a $20,000 raise, bro. She went from investigator, right? That was the title then, to an attorney, right? That's a $20,000 raise. That is good. That is really good. And mind you, this is only a couple years ago. It's 2023, right? So now she gets another raise, right? In that same year, right? Look at the dates now. From 70 to 81,000. That's a $10,000 raise in less than a year. In less than a year, in that same year. So that's a $30,000 raise within a year, right? Then 2024 got another raise, another $3,000 from 81 to 84, and then from 84 to 87, right? I think, yeah, and that's it. So that's bro. You went from $50,000 to $87,000 a year, and you just up and quit. That is unheard of, bro. That don't happen. And you can request this information yourself. Now, This is a letter of resignation, right? And this was right around the time that letter got sent off to their office. And you guys can go ahead and read it, but right after the new year, you know, after the holidays, she up and quit, bro. She up and quit. So what do you think?
I say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Now, normally, if you're making that much money and getting raises like that, boy, that's some clout. You almost up in the 6-figure salary range. Another year or two, bro, you gonna be making $100,000 a year, easy. If you jumped up there and it did that quick, right? For legal reasons, you're gonna have to just do your research on your own. Go find her right now and see what she's doing. Google it. Google that name. And for legal reasons, where she's employed at now, I ain't messing with them because I'm just not. It's a family-owned business. I'm just gonna say that. I said, oh wow. Normally, if you getting funds like that, you would quit that job for, you know, higher pay, right? Not way less pay. I'm gonna tell you like this, being my experience with the judicial system, unfortunately, if you're an attorney, all right, if you're a criminal defense attorney, right, you get paid based, I think you get paid salary, but you get paid based off the cases that you take, you know what I mean, from your clients and stuff like that, if you have your own firm, or, you know, if you're independent. And it's a lot of footwork. When you're a defense attorney, you gotta have a paralegal do all the research for you. You know, it's a lot. You have to put in a lot of work and a lot of hours, right? As a solicitor, or you working for state, county, something like that, you working 8 hours a day. You might put in some overtime, but all is pleas. It's all plea deals. The vast majority of the cases that you do, it's very rarely that you take cases to trial, especially if it's in the state court. You know, nobody's going to trial like that. Nobody's going to trial. It's all plea deals. So you're not really doing no work at all. I'm telling you this. I know this for a fact. And if you got any friends as lawyers and stuff, like, ask them, and they're gonna be like, yeah, he's right. That's cush. That is a cush job. And then you up and quit, man. Why do you think that happened? And I'm showing you can go request it yourself. Open record request. You'll get it 3 days. Right over in Henry County. Go to the website. Make open record. You do it online. You ain't got to leave the comfort of your home. Do it just like that. Right? And now let's really put on our thinking cap. Why am we going through all this, bro? And I'm right. That just shows that I'm right. But check this out, which is the real kicker. Like I said, that case was never supposed to make it that far. They violated Rule 3.8 of the professional conduct, like dealing with attorneys. If you're a prosecutor and you get a case that you know it's not supported by a probable cause, you're supposed to immediately dismiss that case. They pushed the issue anyway. And it's not just this individual's fault. It's that whole complete office fault. And who's in charge. Because once they get it, they assign the case to individual solicitors, individual prosecutors within that office. So the big boss is in trouble. So this is what I need for you guys to wrap around in your mind and how serious it is. Now, how do you subscribe to this channel based on that encounter with the chief of police? This is two completely different situations. Now, don't you think, but it's all within the same county. Don't you think they're all gonna band together and they're all dead wrong? And I got them bad. And the money that's at play is stupendously ridiculous. You need to check that description box below. Just on what took place within that jail is unheard of. And I'm not proud of the fact that I've been incarcerated prior before, but I have never in my entire life, all the things that I've ever been in jail for, and never had anything like that done. And I've been in some messed up places. And that was the worst experience I ever had. Ever. Look at the proof is right there for you. So you don't tell me this whole town, everybody be pissed off. family members, everything. They rocking with him. I'm showing you, they rocking with him heavy. When I was in the county jail or undercover granny, because they was like, we have to find some type of dirt on him to keep him here. She let him rummage through all my stuff. Cut off the security cameras, came all up in my stuff, bro. And clearly, she will lie. She don't care. None of them do. They all just don't want to go to jail and get in trouble. I'll let you guys use your discernment. Put on your thinking cap. Think about it. You don't believe me? Go do your own research. It's right there for you. Go back, matter of fact. Go back to chapter 3. Yep, chapter 3. Go through everything. It's there. It's right there. You know, it's there. It's right there in your face. And hit that description box below. Thank you if you made it to the end of this video, man. Hopefully I'll be around for the next one. But I'm just tired. I'm so tired. And they've gotten away with too much stuff. Straight like that. You know, it's the thing is like this. I'm gonna be 1,000% real with you, right? Between us, right? Which is the world. If you are a citizen, right? Regular guy, regular lady, right? You didn't take a swear oath to uphold the law. Right? That doesn't mean you go out there and break the law, but you know, you didn't take an oath to uphold it. These people did. So who the real criminals? The ones that actually know the law? Or the ones that are supposed to live by it? Yeah. I'm out.